Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event. Fight fans worldwide, you tuned into the #1 undisputed boxing podcast today. This is the Boxing Breakdown. Now, your heavy-handed, hard-hitting host, Mark Roxy.
What's up, people? Welcome to another edition of the Boxing Breakdown, and I'm your host, Mark Roxy. I am super excited to be with you again today, and thank you for listening in or checking us out on YouTube. We appreciate it. Don't forget to hit the subscribe and like button down below. This is a special edition. This is the Boxing Breakdown Happy Father's Day edition, man, and I have none other than two of my favorite people. I have myself and, well, that's not my favorite people, but my favorite people are, give me a second, let me get this damn screen right here and bring my peoples in here correctly. There we go. All right, I've got none other than Billy Briscoe, Philadelphia's renowned boxing trainer, and his son, Billy Briscoe Jr. What's up, my friends?
What's good, Mark?
Oh, man, happy Father's Day early, Billy. Happy Father's Day
Thank you, sir.
early,
I
my
appreciate
brother.
it.
Man,
Same to you as well.
Yo, bro, it's a pleasure to see you. You're looking good. Your son's looking good. You guys are in the gym. I caught you right at the right time, right at the end of the workout, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, perfect timing, man. Listen, I don't want to take a lot of your time today, but I do. I wanted to catch up with you for Father's Day, and I wanted to ask you a couple of questions. Really, they're for your son, right? But I did want to wish you a happy Father's Day, and I wanted to say to your son, Billy Jr., a good father makes all the difference in a child's life, right? And a father is a pillar of strength, support, and joy. And a good father loves his children, man, but he doesn't let them get away with everything, right? And he might disapprove of his child's misdeeds or whatever they get up to, right? He uses a little tough love here and there, basically to prove the point, but he does so through the power of his words and his love for his children, right? And it makes it even more complicated and more unique when we add boxing in the mix, because now you have father and son, and you've got this thing where people are punching on your cells, and there's this kindred, there's this deep spiritual connection with a father and a son. And I just wanted to ask you, Billy Jr., first of all, what is it like to have your father as your coach? What is that like, Billy Jr.?
It's great, man. It's great. You have your ups and downs with it, but it's great overall.
Yeah, I know that. I know it's great. And so what has it meant to you to have a strong, supportive role model in your life, growing up and with boxing as far as your career is concerned, specifically knowing that you're out of Philadelphia, you're out of the Badlands, right?
Definitely, yep.
Yeah, man. So, what has it meant to you to have such a strong, knowledgeable role model like Billy Briscoe Sr.? What is that like?
Oh, it meant everything, man. You gave me the right instructions during my life. Give me right instructions during and the fights and all that. So just keep my head 100% on point. And so definitely when you live in the Badlands, man, you can make a wrong decision at any moment. You could be stuck up in jail in the streets. But he kept my head focused. He kept me in the gym 100%.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. That's beautiful, Billy. I've admired your dad for many, many years. He's one of the best trainers in Philadelphia. He is a man. People just don't get it. They just don't understand this guy. Billy, man, you're amazing.
Thank you,
Happy
sir.
Father's Day, bro. Happy Father's Day. You know, you're a father to, people like Gabe Rosado and, Danny Garcia. Everybody you touch, you've been like a father to me, man. When we connect, you teach us lessons, you share things with us. And I just love that about you. And I'm sure there's 1,000 people out there in the boxing community that feel exactly like I feel about you, bro. And I didn't want another day to go by without telling you that ahead of Father's Day, bro.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Same to
Yeah,
you as
so
well, my friend.
thank you, brother. Thank you, man. And so Billy Jr., right? What life lessons have you learned from your father that you will always keep with you?
Oh man, never fall into the streets and always fighting. Just learn how to fight. You keep fighting stay in the gym. That's always always taught. He always told me stay in the gym. Never leave that.
That's right. That's right. Stay in the gym. Stay out of the streets. Because the streets, there's nothing good out there in the streets,
The
man.
streets
for
are
sure.
undefeated.
Definitely.
The streets are undefeated, Billy. That's right, man. And, that people that are listening out there, this is what it's about. This is what a good father looks like, man. This is what it is. And Billy Jr., tell I don't want to put you on the spot, but can you think of a favorite memory of you and your father as a child? Like, just throw down a memory from you with your father as a child.
Well, my favorite memory when we went to it was an amateur fight when we went to Trenton, New Jersey. Me and him, we went on the train. We fought this kid from New York, and this kid it was a tough kid here too. We had a war.
Yeah, it was a good fight.
It was a good fight, but that memory just going to Trenton. Me and him, we was talking about the fights. It was just something different. I don't know. It was something different about that day. I really liked it.
Wow, that's beautiful, man. So you guys made the trek from Philly all the way to Trenton, and you
Yeah.
threw down out there. You fought.
Yeah.
Beautiful,
We
man.
fought a good fighter too. The fighter now is like 14-0, something like that. He's a high prospect.
Wow, man. And so that's beautiful. And then I have one last question for you guys. Billy Jr., what would you like to say to your father on Father's Day? Let's say it right now.
Happy Father's Day, and with many more Father's Days to come.
All right, Billy, man. I love you, bro. I love you, Billy Jr. You guys are awesome. Thank you for taking a couple of moments out of your day to be here. And just to celebrate Father's Day with us. You guys are tremendous. You're amazing people. And I want to pull up a photo of you and your son, man. I picked this photo, bro. I just want to share it with you and the folks out there. Check it out. Can you see that?
Oh, yeah.
Good one.
Yeah.
A good one.
I love it, man. Happy Father's Day to both of you. Peace and love. And I'll see you guys very, very soon.
Yes, sir.
All
Yes,
right,
sir.
man. God bless you guys. Take care, all right?
All right, you too.
All right.
Be safe, my
Okay.
friend.
Peace.
All right.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Man, that was amazing. That was such a great interview with Billy Briscoe out of the Badlands in Philadelphia. And, next I want to invite to the program none other than Travis Kauffman, a professional boxer, heavyweight fighter, and absolutely amazing pugilist out of Reading, Pennsylvania. He was born in August 21st, 1985. And just a little bit about Travis Kauffman. Kaufman was born and raised alongside his father, alongside his brother, Jason, in Reading, Pennsylvania. Kaufman's father, Marshall, a former 7-1 amateur boxer who gave up a career to raise the boys, began training his son from a young age. After taking some time off from the sport during his upbringing and being sent to local juvenile detention center, Kaufman returned to an amateur career at the age of 15. He won the Mid-Atlantic tournament and then was selected for the 2001 Junior Olympic team. Despite his mother's passing away just a week before he was scheduled to compete, Kaufman finished third, and unfortunately, he had also neglected to inform his probation officer that he was leaving the country, and of course was disciplined for this as soon as he returned. At age 17, Kaufman made it to the semifinals of the 2003 National Golden Gloves, the super heavyweight tournament that is, where he was defeated by 23-year-old Travis Walker. Upon graduating high school, Kaufman attended Northern Michigan University on a full scholarship to box, but he left the school after 2 months, and he won gold at the 2004 Police Athletic League National Tournament. In 2005, Kaufman was undefeated in international tournaments, which, by the way, included finals wins over 2000 Olympic bronze medalist Vulgar Akbarov in a fight in which Kaufman fought southpaw due to an ailing right wrist. Kaufman also won a national silver medal in 2005. After compiling a professional boxing career of 52-12, that's his amateur career, and that actually took place over 4 years, and achieving a number of rankings. Kaufman made his professional debut in 2006. He won via second round KO. Travis's story goes on and on, man. He's fought everybody in the, well, not everybody, but, many wonderful, wonderful boxers in the professional league. He fought Otto Wallen. He fought Luis Ortiz, Amir Mansour, man, Chris Arreola. He's fought, all the best. So, Travis, my time, Kaufman. What's up?
Holding on both hands, baby.
That's it. It's good to see you, man. You look good.
It's always better to be seen than viewed.
That's right. Amen. Amen. I love your hat, by the way. Sporting the Yankees. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, man, thank you for taking the time to come on to the Boxing Breakdown. I'm honored to have you here. It's a delight. I've been wanting to catch up with you for a long time. This is a special edition, obviously, of it's a Happy Father's Day special edition. So I'm not going to take too much of your time, but I did want to ask you a couple of questions and talk to you about your pops, man. You guys have a very special relationship, and I know your father very well, and he's a fine man, and I have...
He's all right.
Oh, man, I have nothing but respect for him, and, admiration for what he's been able to accomplish himself in the sport of boxing.
Absolutely.
And, he's just a very, very honorable man. I love him. And shout out Marshall Kaufman. Marshall Kaufman is the president of King's Boxing Promotions. And I'm sure at some point in his time with you, he's been your trainer, your manager, and your promoter, and your dad.
Correct. So it's been rough.
So it's been rough. Yeah, that's what's up, man. It's been rough. You got that right. So, first of all, before we get into your dad, is there any chance we're going to get you back in the ring?
I'm currently out here in Florida. I'm doing a documentary right now. And the guy out here where I'm at, he was actually Mike Tyson's money man behind Mike Tyson's promotional company that he had. And he's looking to get me back in the ring. I stopped only because when Nazim died on me, I lost my hunger. And then when I fought Otto Wallen, of course, I didn't have the trainer that I've been working with for the last 6 years in my corner. And then I tore my rotator cuff, and I'm just like, man, what the fuck am I doing? Excuse my language.
Yeah.
Like, what am I doing? And I was like, don't want to keep doing this. Like, first, it was before the 3 weeks before Luis Ortiz, I tore my labrum. Then in the fight with Otto Wallen, I tore my rotator cuff. And I'm just like, man, I don't know what to do no more. I went in deep depression. I mean, they're doing a documentary out here on me right now because I was suicidal. because I didn't know what to do. The ring has been my life. I'd never worked a day in my life. I'm 35 years old. I'm a single father of 3 boys. I have a total of 4 boys. And I just felt like, how the hell do I provide for them? I don't know nothing. I'm a felon for selling weed when I was 18. Which fucking weed is legal everywhere now. But it's like, I'm a felon and I can't get a job. And then I went to my city, the mayor, and I'm like, hey, can you offer me a job? And, I've done so much for my community. Every fight, I donate money to my city, always. Stupid idea, but whatever. And so I figured I'd go to the mayor and ask him, hey, can you give me a job? I mean, I don't want to make a fortune. I just want to make a living.
That's right.
And they're like, no, we can't. And I'm like, wow, that's a slap in the face. So I hurt, and I just went in a deep, deep depression. I was suicidal.
Yeah.
And other things. I can't really talk in detail about the documentary. I have to wait till it comes out. But I'm out here in Florida trying to focus on getting my mental state right and get my life right back together. But I've been in the gym for the last couple of days. I'm out of shape completely as far as my lungs go. But I felt good. Today I sparred 5 rounds with just some young kids. Like, they're professionals. They're not young kids. I just sparred Cecil and Cecil's about to fight on ESPN. I just helped him get ready because I fight Southpaw and Orthodox. And I just wanted to give him a different look, and I just wanted to get punched. I haven't been punched in a year.
Yeah.
So I felt good. I did 5 rounds. I'm like, shit. I mean, I was dying after 5 rounds. I was dying after 3 rounds. But I wasn't really throwing back at him. Of course, he's a 160-pounder, 154-pounder, so I'm not going to hit him. So I was just working on my defense. And my reflexes are still there. So, number one, my mental state and my health is the most important. And if that's not right, I would never hop back in the ring. If I could get my injuries corrected with my shoulder, the owner of this place is considering helping me with stem cell therapy.
Yes.
And if what that is where they take the baby's umbilical cord and take all the cells out of that and inject it to your injury areas, is supposed to heal it properly. A lot of NBA players do it. I know a couple boxers that have done it. And God willing, if it gets right, I would love to fight again because it's my life. I know nothing else. Nobody wants to hire me. I just opened up my own gym back home, which our grand opening is July 1st. And all I know is boxing. So why not fight? I'm still physically I feel good. I'm 35 years old. I'm not an old 35-year-old. But don't let the gray fool you. But that's for my kids.
It doesn't fool me, man.
I'm getting the itch. I really am getting the itch. I would love to fight. If I can fight again, it'll probably be January or February.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. You sound great. It's what you're going through. Like I always say, the three triads for any fighter is the physical, spiritual, and mental aspects of being a fighter. And when you get all 3 of those things lined up, man, it's on. And sometimes you need to take a little time away to recharge and to reconnect with those 3 pieces. And when those 3 pieces line back up, man, the warrior comes out and you're doing what you do.
So I'll give you a little insight on the documentary. It's going to be kind of like a Tyson Fury documentary. It's not going to be as detailed. Tyson Fury is the king of the heavyweights right now. I believe he's going to dominate Wilder again. Wilder's looking good though. What's his name? Lee Scott got him looking real good, but that's pads. You're not getting hit back. So
that's right.
At the end of the day, I would love to get back in the ring, but like I said, my mental health is the most important. And my 15-year-old almost found me dead. So I knew it was time to change my life around. And I've been a single father for the last 7 years. I have full custody of my oldest 3 kids. And I know it's time. I can't live this life no more. I want to get my life together because my kids need me. They didn't have a mother for the last 7 years. Now, thank God, she's doing okay. She's back on track. And she's helping me tremendously. Thank God for that. By the grace of God, I'm still here. My ticker's still ticking. And, if mentally, I've always been mentally strong. Minus this last year, I broke down. I broke down completely because I'm like, how do I provide for my kids? I'm used to making 6 figures a year. Now I'm making nothing. And I seen money after the Alto Wallin fight. I had like $200,000 in my account. And I have like $40,000. So I'm like, what the hell's going on? It's just disappearing. Kids are expensive. So
yes, they are.
So if I fight again, my last fight, when I fought Alto Wallin, I already knew Nazim wasn't going to be there. So my mental state was in there. I just need money. It wasn't even in there. I didn't have that dog in me. I mean, I still have the dog in me because when I hurt my arm, I still fought. I didn't give a shit. I'm a fighter. But I just didn't feel 100% mentally getting into that fight. And it was hard. It was truly hard. No excuses. I give all the credit to Alto Wallin, very skilled boxer. Can't punch to save his life. But he's a very, very good boxer. and I wish him well and great success in his career.
And
But
so are you. And so are you. You are a
I
great boxer.
I appreciate that. For the first time, I just watched my fight with Luis Ortiz the other day, and I was like, damn, I made King Kong look stupid. I mean, he won
Yeah.
the fight, he dominated the fight. But I knew going into the fight I had one arm, and Nazim wanted me to pull out the fight, and I was like, Nas, like I have no money, like I don't know
Right.
how to budget. I've made a lot of bad investments,
Yeah.
and I didn't budget. I was down to $3,000 to my name before that fight,
Wow.
and because of Al Heyman was only getting, nothing against Al Heyman because I love Al Heyman because
Of course. Yeah.
I've made a lot of money with Al Heyman, but the fact is I was only fighting once a year, and a 30-plus-year-old man, I think we need to be a little bit more busier.
That's right.
And
Yeah. I agree
fighting
with
once
that.
a year, I live off as a fighter. We live off what we get paid per fight, and seeing that money disappear and disappear and disappear, it broke me, and I didn't know what to do, and I just wanted to give up on life because I'm like, I'm letting my kids down. What the fuck do I do? What do I do?
Yeah.
I'm a father before anything, and I don't ever give a shit if I'm recognized as a great boxer. I want to be recognized as the best father in the world.
There you go. That's right. That's knuckle pound right there. Boom, right to you.
My man.
Yeah, man. And I wanted to talk to you about that because, we talk about what a good father is, right? A good father makes all the difference in a child's life. He's a pillar of strength, support, and joy. A good father loves his children, but he doesn't let them get away with everything, right? He might disapprove of some things and some misdeeds, and he uses tough love often to prove a point. But in the end, it's the power of his words and the power of his love that provides for his children, right?
Absolutely.
And I'm thinking about that in relationship to my own father and just being a father, and you're a father, and I want to wish you a happy Father's Day.
Same to you, brother.
Sure.
Happy Father's Day, man.
Yeah, and I want to ask you, like just for the fans out there on the Boxing Breakdown that are listening in, what was it like in your the early days being coached by your dad? What was that like, man?
Well,
Just give
first
us a
of all, I learned how to be a father from my father. My mom was never around. My dad was a single father. So that was unheard of back in the
Wow.
80s, 90s. And he was a single father. As a kid growing up, my dad worked. He never had a father, so he wanted to make sure his kids didn't go without. So he worked all the time, which is why he's such successful now. He's a hard worker. And as a kid, I didn't understand that because I just wanted dad because I didn't have mom, and mom wasn't giving me the love I needed. Moms are the affectionate ones, the ones that provide the love. Dads are the disciplinary and the provider in a sense. And it was hard for me as a kid growing up because I didn't have mom, so I looked for dad's attention. So I would go do the wrong things, and I would go get in trouble, steal bikes, go do drugs, sell drugs, whatever, just to get in trouble by my dad because I wanted some attention. And my dad, one thing I love about my father, he's my best friend today. He's never given up on me, never. Because there's many times he should. I used to steal money from my dad when I was a kid just to pay my mom's child support. Now my mom died when I was 15. Me and my mom started to get close at 12 years old because my mom was letting me smoke weed, lived a crazy lifestyle, and me and my mom were smoking weed together. To me, she was like a friend. My father was always on top of me. Trav, what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? Like, stop this. Like, my dad whipped my ass. Wow. And that's why I said in the Luis Ortiz conference, I said, Boogeyman don't scare me. You can't beat my ass worse than my dad ever beat my ass. And that's the truth. I mean, my dad, I think we had a phone call from CYS after that, Children's Services. But no, all jokes aside, man, my dad never gave up on me. And that's what a father's supposed to do, never give up on your kids. And, my dad wasn't the most affectionate person because he's old school, and old school men aren't like that. Like I said, he's my best friend. I love my dad, and I'm afraid for the day when I do lose my dad. I hope it's not for another 20, 30 years. I truly hope that I lose my life before his. But the reality is, he's older than I am. He's 58. He's dealt with some heart problems. He's healthy, completely healthy right now, thank God, by the grace of God. But he's my best friend. And one thing I'm grateful for is that he's never given up on me, because had he given up on me, I'd be dead today.
That's right. First of all, let me clear something up with you about your dad. I was in the gym with your dad in Connecticut at the Mohegan Sun. Your dad can go.
Yeah, he don't stop.
He's in good shape, man.
He thinks he's like a little kid. Yeah, I'm like, Dad, you're fucking 58. Slow down.
He's good, man. Your dad is doing a great job taking care of himself.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw him a couple years ago, and then now you see him now. He's just, congratulations. Cause
Yeah, after his open heart surgery, he just turned his whole life around. He found he was diabetic. He had an open heart surgery. He had a
right.
benign tumor on his heart, and I was scared because our family has bad heart problems. It runs in the family. My grandma, my dad's mom, died at 62 of a heart attack. Her brother died at 62 of a heart attack. Both of her
Right.
parents died at 62 of a heart attack. So
Wow.
our limit is 62. My dad's trying to surpass that. He's trying to prove a point that I'm gonna live past that, and that's why he's taking care of himself.
That's right. Amen, man. And so let me ask you something. What has it meant to you to have a strong, supportive role model in your life growing up and in boxing? Specifically, I'm talking about Marshall Kaufman, your pops.
Yeah, well, how did I have my dad would never made it where I wanted, where I got to? Because the truth is, I never wanted to box. I started boxing because I wanted a relationship with my father. Like I said earlier, I used to get in trouble just for my dad's attention.
Yeah.
My dad's life was boxing. That's what he loved. As a kid, I didn't love it. Like I was like, I want to run the streets. I want to be a wild kid.
Right.
And he made sure of that. No, Trav, you gotta do this. And I got locked up a couple times as a juvenile, as an adult. I got arrested for selling weed and shit.
Yeah.
But and then resisting arrest. But my dad never gave up on me, and he pushed me. As an amateur, I was ranked number one in the country smoking cigarettes. My dad said, "Trav, what are you doing? You see how good you're smoking cigarettes? Give it up, and you can be even better."
All right.
And he just always pushed me, always, and I'm so grateful for that because I would have never made it to 32-4. I believe I should be 32-2 because I got robbed by Mansour. I thought Areola, they put a no contest, so that was the one. But
Right.
I beat the shit out of Areola. But
I saw.
anyways,
that
that's hindsight.
fight.
Yeah, that's hindsight.
That was a good fight.
No, I've been blessed to have a father that I have. I mean, because without him, I truly would have never been known on the boxing site, on the boxing world, because it wasn't something I wanted to do. I started to do it because I wanted a relationship with my father, and I kept doing it because I'm very talented. I mean, I have a natural ability, and
Sure.
my dad used to tell me, Trav, if you take this serious, you can change your life. And when I started taking serious, I started making bigger fights, bigger money, and then after the Ortiz fight with the injuries, and then doctors keep prescribing you Percocets and everything else.
Right.
It's crazy. And
Crazy, yeah.
like I said, by the grace of God, my dad's never given up on me, and that's why they're out here doing this documentary now. Because my dad reached out to the owner here in Florida, like, hey, look, we gotta get Travis help because he wanted to kill himself and everything was going downhill for him.
Yes.
And as a father, I know he loves me, even though my dad don't tell me he loves me all the time. Lately, he's been telling me a lot since I wanted to commit suicide, because he's afraid of losing his baby. They call me my dad. My dad has 3 boys, and everybody, all my other brothers, they're jealous of me because they call me his golden child. But I'm not. We just have the same interest in life as boxing. That's all we both know. So
he talks about you all the time. So I mean, I know when we've gotten together, he talks about you, in the highest regard. So you are his golden child, I'm sure. No slight, no disrespect to your brothers, but I know
Fuck
he
him.
has a very, very fond place in his heart for you, and he's a great dad. And
I love him. I love him to death. And like I said, he's my best friend.
Can you think of a childhood memory with you and your dad? Something that really sticks out in your head? That
There's 2 things. I remember being 7, 8 years old. It was just me and my dad at home. My older brother. It was only my older brother at the time. I didn't have a younger brother. And I remember watching The Sandlot. Remember the movie The Sandlot?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
At that time when the kid Smalls or whatever his name is went up the bat and he hit the home run and the ball. I thought the ball was flying through the TV. Me and my dad both ducked. And that's something I remember, and it just sticks to me because that was a moment me and my dad shared together. And then there was another great moment. I remember when I was getting ready for Chris Arreola. It was the biggest fight of my life as a professional. And because I'd never been on that type of stage. And everybody's like, oh, Travis, taking a huge step. I'm like, what? Oh, fuck. Oh, kick Chris's ass. This is easy for me. and I remember in the back of the locker room, my dad prays before every fight to me. And my dad started crying when he prays. I never heard my dad. Last time I heard my dad cry was when his mom died. Yeah. And I'm like, Dad, don't fucking do this before the fight. I'm crying too. And it really showed me when my dad truly, truly loves me because I always wanted that acceptance from my father. Like, because I wanted to live a different life. And my dad this is where he's seen the potential in me. He's seen me to have this type of potential. And unfortunately, I didn't take my career as serious as I should have because I'd be third. I fought Luis Ortiz on 6-week notice and won 10 rounds to make him look stupid. Now, he should the Travis Kauffman people know he should have stopped at 1 or 2 rounds. Travis is a nobody, whatever. But I made him look stupid. Now I wasn't really fighting like I should because I only had 1 arm. But no excuses. King Kong is truly the best heavyweight out there.
Oh,
he just couldn't get past Wilder's power. But he should be a world champion. And I made him miss and made him look stupid at times because you're like, whoa, how's he missing against Travis Kauffman? Travis looks old because of the gray beard and shit, but
I know you look great in that fight, man. I remember that.
I boxed
fight.
beautifully. That's the first time I had 2 knee surgeries, one before Chris Arroyo, like a year before Chris Arroyo, and one right after the Arreola fight, and that's why like when you in my career like how I boxed against Ortiz, that's how I was an amateur. I used to move a lot. They used to call me the White Ali,
Right.
and I haven't bounced around in years. And I knew I had to use my legs. Our thought going into the Ortiz fight was, he's an older man. You make him use his legs, box around, move, keep moving, make him chase you till his legs get tired. Now, Luis Ortiz, I believe he's on steroids, which is why his legs didn't get tired. If you look at listen, he tested positive already 4 times, and you ain't gonna tell me he hasn't. So,
right.
You can't tell me it wasn't. I remember in the first round he moved with a jab. I went back to Nazim like, yo, this motherfucker's on juice. but take that away, he is the most talented heavyweight there is today. And I take nothing away from him. Like I said, I'm just grateful that my father's never given up on me. And that's something a father never should do, is give up on your kids. No matter how bad, because look, I put my dad through some shit. My dad was a single father. My mom was never around. I remember he used to get in trouble by my dad. Oh, you're a fucking sperm donor. My dad used to fuck me up. Like, oh, man, what? Imagine if one of my kids called me a sperm donor, I'm probably going to spaz, especially when I take care of them by myself.
Right.
So I was a little wild kid. I was bad, man.
Hey,
but
man,
like I said, man, because of him not giving up on me, I'm blessed for that, because he's truly my best friend today, and I wouldn't know what I'd do without him. And I everything I have in my life, I owe it to him.
So listen, I want to ask you. You have kids, right? So what lessons did your father instill in you, and what lessons did he teach you as a young man that you now carry on to your children?
Not that my kids listen, but one thing my dad always used to say to me is, don't put off till tomorrow what you can do today. That's my dad's favorite words. Do not put off till tomorrow what you can do today.
Wow.
And I have a tendency to be lazy at times. I have a tendency to just be what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of it off the top of my head. Like where you're procrastinator. I'm a procrastinator.
Complacent. Yeah.
I'm a procrastinator. And but I always teach my kids. I try to tell them all the time is that don't put off till tomorrow what you can do today. That's something my dad always taught me. And because tomorrow's not promised to us. Do it today. And that's something I try to teach my kids. Not that they listen. My kids are better. They're better than I was as a kid. Look, I have a 15-year-old who's 6'4", 325. Wow. I wish he played football, but he's soft.
Right.
But I don't push my kids kind of like my dad pushed me. I wish I did, but I know my relationship with my dad. Me and my dad been in some physical altercations. Like if you watch Floyd Mayweather and Floyd Mayweather Sr., how they were in the gym. Oh, fuck, me and my dad been in some arguments like that because it's boxing. Right. And there's a lot of adrenaline, there's a lot of hormones building up.
Yeah,
especially when you're not,
baby.
Especially when you're not busting for a couple weeks, you're like, I need to release the stress. And so we've been in some altercations, and I just never wanted to have that with my kids. I never wanted to have that with my kids, so I never pushed them for sports. I have a 12-year-old. I have big kids. And I have a 12-year-old who loves football, so he does play football, but my 15-year-old, I wish he did some sport. Right. But and now my 2-year-old, I have a 2-year-old as well. My 15, 12, and 8-year-old I have full custody of. Then I have a 2-year-old from another woman. He has a great mother, phenomenal mother. I kid you not, this boy came out 3 months old, was throwing punches. Till today, I never taught him how to fight. I take him to the gym with me. This kid loves boxing. That's gonna be my boxer. That's going to be my boxer.
That's DNA, man. That's hardwired into your body. That's DNA that gets hardwired generationally. You know, it's there.
This kid, I mean, his name's Kaimani. I named him after Bob Marley's son. He's Puerto Rican and white.
All right.
Even though it's a Jamaican name. His name's Kaimani. And Kaimani can sit there and watch boxing for hours. You know, little kids love cartoons? Nah, he'll watch boxing.
Wow. That's amazing, man. Hey, I got one more question for you. I don't want to take any more of your time. I got one more for you. This is directly to you, Marshall Kaufman. I want to ask you, Travis Kauffman, what would you like to say to your father on Father's Day?
Oh, man, you're going to make me cry.
Let's go, baby.
Don't make me cry.
Bring it out, baby. Let's go. This is for your pops.
Whew. Thank you for never giving up on me. I love you. And you've been my best friend. Thank you, because if it wasn't for you, I'd be dead. So you got the tears out of me, man. Shit.
Amen, brother.
Ah, thank you.
Yo, you rock, bro. Thank you for being authentic, and thank you for sharing yourself with me and for the whole world, man. To get that, for people to know what kind of father you have and what kind of father you are to your children, man. And no matter what we go through in life, that we gotta pick ourselves up and we gotta make things happen for our kids and for our families, and you're doing that, man. And
I appreciate that. And
there's
that's why
big
I'm here
things-
now. That's why I'm here to get my life right for my kids.
And there's big things down the road for you. Big things coming your way, baby. You trust in God. You trust
God's
in
number
your-
one. God
That's
is number
right.
one. My kids are number two.
Amen. Amen. Listen, I want to thank you for being on the Boxing Breakdown. Thank you for sharing yourself with me. Happy Father's Day to you, and happy Father's Day to your father.
Same to you and everybody out there who's a father and the mothers that are taking care of the kids. I won't say Happy Father's Day to you because that's for us fathers, but thanks for taking care of the boys when their fathers were never around, and all the stepdads who step up when other fathers disappear. Because I took care of two other kids. I'm about to have a grandbaby. I have a 21-year-old and 20-year-old for my first kid's mom. That when I broke up with her, I still remained dad. The real dad was never around, so I really have 6 kids.
Wow.
And I'm
That's
still
what's
dad.
up.
I would never stop being dad to them.
Amen. And you're a good man. God bless you, and I'll see you soon, okay? I'll see you soon.
Thank you, brother.
Okay?
Yep,
God
thank
bless you. Peace and love. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, I would like to take a moment to invite my good friend, professional boxer, 13-0 in the super featherweight division.
Yep.
The real deal is in the building.
Yes, sir.
The real deal, Dylan Price, man. What's
Yep.
going
Yep.
on, brother?
What's up, Mr. Mark? How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I just left the gym. Did a little Bible study. Now I'm just relaxing.
Oh, that a boy. That's what's up, man. Listen, first of all,
Right.
how are you doing? How are you doing since your last fight was a dominating performance? It was beautiful.
Right.
I think it was, if I can recall, because it was a while ago, it was a second round knockout.
Second round knockout. Yep.
Oh, I got it, man.
Second
I
round.
got that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man, that was a while ago, but no, well, not really.
Yeah.
But in boxing land, everything's moving so
Right.
fast. So,
Right.
but yeah, man, that was a
Right.
beautiful performance, man. I think you
Right.
caught him with a straight right?
Thank you.
Yeah, man. So
Yep.
when we
Straight
gonna see
right.
you in the ring next?
Straight right to the jaw.
Yeah, I know.
I'm fighting again July 31st.
Oh man, that's coming
July
up.
31st. I'm back in the
Where,
ring.
where are you gonna be fighting?
Yep.
Where are you
Philadelphia.
fighting?
The Fillmore in Philadelphia.
Oh yeah, okay, cool. You're breaking up just a little
Yep.
bit, but that's okay.
Can you hear me better now?
Yeah, I can hear you better now. So listen,
Okay.
man, I want to talk to you about, I mean, we could talk boxing all day long. I've had you on the program before. I'll have you on 1,000 times more, just because
Right.
you're so active. You're doing so much in
Right.
and out of the ring. But today's special edition, man, it's a special edition,
Right.
and it is the Boxing Breakdown Happy Father's Day edition. So we are chopping up relationships between
Right.
sons and fathers in the boxing world. And, for me, I've been saying this
Right.
to all the guys I've had on the program, that a good father,
Right.
really does
Right.
make all the difference in a child's life.
Right.
Having a good,
Right.
strong, secure father really is like, he's like the center point of a family, and really, the father's love for his son is just something you can't put into words. And
Right.
we also, as fathers, oftentimes are in the position to also be the disciplinarian. Not all the time, but
Right.
oftentimes, so we might not always approve of our child's actions or
Right.
misdeeds, if you will.
Right.
but our love and our words, hopefully uh, really serve to lift you up. And I know I've watched you and your dad together, and I wonder, and I felt that from you too. I felt the connection
Right.
that you have for not just you and your dad, but your brother as well. And
Right.
it's just a beautiful thing to observe and be part of. And I
Thank you.
just, yeah. So I wanted to ask you, like, what is it like being coached by your dad?
It's great being coached by my dad. He's always the great thing about it is he's always on me constantly, day in and day out. I don't get a break away from him. You know what I'm saying? So I can't slack off and cheat. He pushes me to the limit, and I know he wants nothing but the best for me.
Yeah,
So
man.
that's what helps me out. Like when he's yelling at me and things like that, I just look at it like he's just doing this because he know I have potential. He want to see me win and succeed.
Yeah, and look
Right?
what it's done for you thus far, man.
Exactly.
You know, I mean,
Exactly.
you've done absolutely amazing things in boxing,
Thank you.
and you're just. I mean, I don't even know what to say except that wow, like wow, you know,
Right. Right.
it's just amazing. You know, it's amazing to watch you work. And
Thank you.
there you are in beast mode. Can
Yep.
you see your picture?
Yep. Yep. I
Yeah,
can see
man,
it.
it's nice, bro.
Yep.
There you are.
That was my second professional fight.
Oh wow,
Yep.
wow, that's what's up. So what has it meant for you to have a strong, supportive role model in your life growing up and in your boxing career? What has it meant to you?
It means everything to me. My dad taught me everything that I know, inside and outside of the boxing ring. And I feel like without him, I wouldn't be what I am today.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And so, like, what life lessons has he taught you? What life
Uh,
lessons that he has taught you that will always stay with you for the rest of your life?
the one that sticks out most to me is you're gonna be who you are, with or without money. If you get a lot of money, you're gonna be the same person you are, just with a lot of money. So if you got a little bit of money and you spend it all, when you have a lot, things like that. So that sticks out to me most. But I got a million things that I can't even. He taught me so many I can't even think all of them off the top of my head. But he taught me so many things in life, so many rules and principles and morals that I had to have as a young man. So, like I said, it means the world to me having a father that I have.
Yeah, no, I definitely having a father with you by your side, in and out of the ring,
Right,
is something. It's a walk that not many people get to take, and it's something that is unique. You know, it's just a unique
right,
relationship to have with your father. Um,
right.
and can you think of? Tell me, thinking back as a child, right? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you're still young to me, but
Right, right.
thinking back to your childhood, can you think of like what was like one memory that you and your dad shared, you and your brother and your dad shared, that's just really like it'll always be with you?
Well, I had one good and one bad, but it helped change my life. The one good is when I won Junior Olympics. I was 14 years old and fighting in the 15-16 division. I was 95 pounds. I had to move up to the 101 pounders, and nobody expected me to win. The favorite, I had the favorite in my division, the guy that was on the USA team, just came back from the World Championships, so he was favored to win it all. And I went out there, I won the whole tournament and won best boxing. And my dad was just extremely proud, happy, was crying tears of joy. I was crying, so that's a memory that's always gonna stick out to me. And the bad one, but it helped save my life and get me on the right track was when I was fighting, getting in trouble. I was about 16 years old, wasn't listening, just thinking that I could do whatever I wanted to do. And my dad put me in a bathroom like it was a jail cell. He made it into like a jail cell. So I had to stay in the bathroom for 3 days. I had to sleep on the cold floor. All I had was a blanket and a pillow. No TV. Couldn't talk to my
Wow.
family. Yup. And then 3 days after that, I had to go downstairs, which was the hole, cause would be considered the hole. I had to sleep in my laundry room, and that was just the worst. I said I never wanted to go to jail after that. So I cleaned my
Wow.
act up, got myself together, and I never got in trouble again after that.
Wow. That's incredible, man. And
Yep.
that, boy, talk about love, man. Talk about teaching you a
Yep.
lesson and really showing you the
Right.
way. I mean, there
Right.
isn't anything more powerful than that, you know?
Right.
That's
Right.
incredible.
You're
Thank you for
100% right.
sharing that, bro.
Yep.
That's
No problem. No
so.
problem.
Eventually, you want to have kids one day, right?
Right. Yeah, I want to have kids. Yep.
Okay. So when
Yeah, I
you
want to
have
have kids.
kids, what lessons that your father instilled in you will you pass on to your children?
Everything. The crazy thing was, I was just talking about this yesterday, but everything that my dad told me, I would teach my kids, uh, and probably more. You know, I wouldn't change nothing. I wouldn't critique any of the parenting that my dad did with me. I wouldn't change nothing about it. Nothing. I
Wow.
would do everything the same way. I would
Yeah,
do everything the same.
yeah,
Yep.
he's a great guy, man.
Yep.
He's a really
Thank you.
authentic, beautiful man. And yo, so all right,
Thank you.
I got one more question for you before we go. I know
Okay.
you got to get back to the gym,
Okay.
but I want to
Right.
ask you right now, ahead of
Hmm.
Father's Day, because your pops is gonna watch this hopefully on Father's Day. Uh,
Right.
Happy Father's Day, Mr. Price. Happy Father's
Happy
Day.
Father's Day, Pop.
Yeah, and I want you to speak directly to your father now and tell him Happy Father's
Okay.
Day.
Yo, Dad, happy Father's Day. I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you for everything that you do for me. I wouldn't be who I am without you. So I love you, and I'm forever grateful for everything that you've done for me.
Check this out. Tell us about that
Dang, when
photo.
was that? I don't even remember that. I don't even remember that. I'm trying to think what fight was that. Oh, that was my fight at the 2300. Yep. That was my first fight back after the whole COVID situation. And yeah, that was my first fight back. I won that fight in a second round knockout. Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
That's what's up, man. So, ladies and gentlemen, you've heard it from Dylan Price. Rodney Price, happy Father's Day to you. One love. I
Mhm.
hope you guys have a wonderful Father's Day. And with that, we are out. Take care, Dylan.
All
God
right.
bless you, man.
Take care. All right, Mr. Mark. Take care. Thank you.
All right. All right. I'll talk to you very
All right,
soon,
see.
okay?
Okay.
All
Okay.
right.
See
Bye
you.
bye.
Stormy nights don't stay. From the moment that we met, you were
No.
away.
Adrian,
My man, the author
Adrian,
of
Adrian.
there he is. Look at him. The author of Protect
I'm
Yourself
calling
at All
Adrian.
Times and the #1 American dad right there, Adrian Clark. What's up? What's up? What's up, brother?
What's up, man? How are you?
How you?
Oh man, I'm doing good. This is
How
the
you?
Boxing Breakdown Happy Father's Day edition. And I
Happy
want to
birthday,
say
yo!
Happy Father's Day to you and to your boy.
Happy
And
Thank you.
birthday!
Thank you.
yeah,
He's
man.
he's
So
like my parent, so anything I say, he's gonna say. So just
it's
get
all
ready for
good.
that. Hey, come on.
Happy birthday!
Hey, you gotta sit down next to Dad.
No, he's got
Okay.
to be right like he is, bro. That's the whole
Can
point
I
of
sit
this
on mama?
episode.
Yeah,
The whole
we'll play
point of
after you're done.
this, the whole point of this is to have you and your beautiful son together for Father's Day. So this episode is about Father's Day, and I just want to first of all wish you a happy Father's Day.
What you
Thank
do?
you.
What you do?
I
Leave
appreciate
it.
that.
Yeah,
Leave it.
and
Leave it.
so
Leave it.
let
Leave
me
it.
ask you
Don't
something. For me, a
don't do that.
father, a father, right, makes all the difference in the lives of a child. The father, your father, a father is a pillar of strength, support, and joy. And a good father loves his children more than anything in the world. But he does, he doesn't let them get away with everything, right? Sometimes he's got to kind of,
Na 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 na
take care
na
of the
na.
misdeeds and straighten things out. And,
Just
being a father is,
we
at the end of
did
the
it.
day, the
We
power of your love and your words is everything, isn't it?
Yeah, man, it's life changing to say the least, and he's my world, man. So business, boxing, books, and other business ventures have essentially taken a back seat because
That's right.
it's me and him every day, man. So he
Yo,
hey, you want to come back over and sit down with Daddy? Yeah. So this is life for me, man. I love it.
it's beautiful, man. It's beautiful. And so, what is it like having children? You're a great father, man. What is it like having children?
It's hilarious to say the least because you never know what you're gonna get out of him. Like this is his first time on camera with me, so hey, we're
Tell
doing
him
an
to get
interview. You
over
want to
here
come
so I
here?
can see him. I want to see
Hi.
that beautiful face. There he is. Where is he?
So yeah, we it's just hilarious, man, and
Hi, say hi.
yeah, say hi.
Hi.
It's a learning
Hello.
experience, man, and
What you doing?
we enjoy every day. You said what you doing?
What you doing?
So, how was it for you growing up? How was your father? Was your father very much involved in your
Happy
youth?
birthday.
Just like me, man. My dad was there every single day, brother. I can't remember a day that
It's mine.
my dad wasn't
It's
there.
mine.
It's mine. It's mine.
Yeah.
Hey, hey,
Yeah.
hey, 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 hey.
Oh, he's gonna do a flip. Flip it, brother. Flip it.
My
Flip
dad,
it.
my dad was there every day, man. So despite whatever, he was there. Ace,
Yeah.
ace, ace, ace.
Yeah, man. This is the famous author of
This is
Protect
what it's
Yourself at
like,
All
man.
Times and all these amazing pieces of literature.
Hey, the people see you acting erratic.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you, brother. Happy
Thank
Father's Day
you.
to your daddy. Happy Father's Day to
Happy
your
birthday,
daddy.
Daddy.
That's
Thank you,
right.
son.
Say, give him a big hug. Tell him Happy Father's Day.
Happy birthday
And
to Daddy.
Thank you.
yeah, man.
Happy
All right. So listen.
birthday to Daddy.
Um,
Happy
I just
birthday
want to
to
ask you one
Daddy.
question, man, and then
Happy
and I'll let you get
birthday
back to cooking. You are
to
a an angel for coming on
Happy
in the midst
birthday
of
to
lunch and
Mm.
everything.
Mama.
I wanted all
Happy
these people
birthday
that
to
follow you to really
Mama.
see what your life
Hey,
is
I
like
can't.
and that
You
you're a
have to
real
ask the
dad.
question again because I can't.
Happy birthday
Trying to
to
balance.
Mama.
Hey, Ace, Ace, can you give me a second? Can you come here, please? Okay, sit right here next to Daddy,
That's what's up.
and let's listen to what he has to say. Okay, listen to what he has to say.
Yeah,
What
man.
was the
I
question again?
so it wasn't really a question. What I was just gonna say to you is that
Good. Got a
Um,
question?
what would
Wait,
you
Ace,
like
wait.
to say to your father, Adrian, on Father's Day? This is going to be shared with
Your
all
father,
the
Adrian.
dads and everybody out there to see. I'm just like
Happy
singling out all
birthday,
these great
Adrian.
dads out there. So I want you to say something to your dad, what it
Happy
means
birthday, Adrian.
to have had your father,
Happy
a strong
birthday
male role
to
model in your
Mama.
life.
Happy
Hey,
birthday
let me talk to my dad, man. Just thank you for being the example and setting the bar really high for me to try to emulate because this is a lot of work. But I love every moment of it, and I see why you sacrifice certain things for my brother and I appreciate it, and I love you for it. But yeah, that's what I would say to my dad, and my head got to be on a swivel, man.
I
I can't
got you,
turn away
bro.
for longer than a second. I got to
This
be
is
able to
so
see him. So
inspiring. You are inspiring to me, bro. You're inspiring for sure.
appreciate it.
Yeah, man. So anyway, happy Father's Day. I love you. I'll catch up with you later. I'm not going to put you through any more torture now. All right? I'm just
My
going to
man,
say,
I love what you're doing, man. Keep at it, man. You got a fan in me, and anything you need, man, let me know.
I got you, man. I love you, bro. Okay?
Take care,
God
man.
bless
Love
you.
you, man.
All right. Bye-bye. That is Adrian Clark, the author, the entrepreneur, the manager, the sports agent, and yes, a dad. Today I have a very, very special guest who's joining the program. Pat Russo, retired police officer, founder, and guiding force behind New York City Cops and Kids. Thank you so much for being on the program. What's up? What's up? What's up?
I appreciate you having me. I'm honored to be here.
Oh, man. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. We're getting back into the swing of things. We just had our first amateur show last week up in Mount Vernon, New York, and it was a huge success.
Wow. Yeah, man. So how have you been doing since, throughout all of COVID and everything? How are you doing? How are the kids doing? What's going on?
Well, it was tough because you lose track of the kids for a year, and these are kids that really need to be focused and in the gym in order for them to stay out of trouble. Because as you know, we boxing just deals deals with a lot of at-risk kids, and you know what happens with an idle mind and idle time. It's not doesn't end up well. So
No.
we had a lot of kids as they're starting to come back now. You know what I'm seeing is I'm seeing a lot of kids gained a lot of weight. They're out of shape, and but that's nothing that we can't deal with. We could work that baby fat off.
Right. If anybody can work it off, you can work it off of them. That's for sure.
Yep.
And there's a lot of incentive because these kids are looking forward to competing. They're looking forward to boxing, and I wonder if you could just share with the listeners a little bit about who you are and the organization that you are, really the guiding force behind.
Well, I'm a retired NYPD sergeant, and we started the program about 30 something years ago as part of a pilot project for community policing.
Right.
Because at the time we were told to go out to the community, work with the community, figure out the biggest problems that were negatively affecting that community, and work with them to solve those problems. At the time, Brooklyn in the 80s, the mid 80s, things were kind of bad in New York City. There were gangs just recruiting a lot of kids off the street. And what the community told us is we need good, positive programs that are going to attract these kids and kind of compete with the Latin Kings and the Bloods and the Crips and the Antis, and just for the attention of these kids. And I had just started boxing for the NYPD team at the time.
Wow.
I never boxed before I became a cop, and I joined the NYPD team. Fell in love with the sport, and you know what? Where we started, I'm sure you know, Starrett City Boxing Club
Oh
was
yeah.
a famous boxing club located in the Starrett City houses, and we used to train here, the NYPD team, and it was a gentleman, Jimmy O'Farrell, that used
Yeah.
to run that program, and I watched when the cops used to go there and interact with the kids from the housing development there. It was just a beautiful scene. It was great. Cops interacting and just getting along great with the kids. And I just happened to be part of this community policing program. I said, you know what? This is something we should have in every precinct in the city. So we
Wow.
just so timing was right, and we started the program, and 30 something years later, thousands of kids have come through the program. And the common denominator, what every kid in that program will tell you, is if it wasn't for this program, I'd be, who knows, in jail, dead,
Yes.
or just not in the place I'm in. They credit the program, which is a great feeling. It's a labor of love, especially for we could just have great coaches, and you're around them every day.
Right.
You know that they're just not boxing coaches. What they do is really God's work. They become that father. We're celebrating Father's Day, and a lot of these kids don't have that missing element in their life, and those coaches replace that. They become that father. They become everything. That psychiatrist, that
Right.
teacher, that mother, that disciplinarian, which some of them don't have, and they become that shoulder to lean on when the kids are in trouble, and that's what they do. It's more than creating champions in a ring.
That's right. And I wonder. Well, first of all, Pat, I just have admired your program and what you do and your commitment to the youth and your commitment to New York City and to just keeping it a safer place. And I just honor you and really, really appreciate the great work that you're doing there. And I specifically wanted to talk to you if you could just speak a little to the point of the impact that the program has had on the youth of New York. Like just give us a couple of examples of how powerful this program is and the impact that it has on the youth.
Well, I'll give you two examples of kids that came through our Webster Avenue Cops and Kids program. Um, Jamal Spence, who came through the program, and when he came in the program, he uh, he was kind of bouncing around with different gangs in the Webster houses, and thank goodness he'll tell you. He says if it wasn't for the program, I would have got in trouble. I would have got caught up in that life, and the program straightened him out. He took the test to become a New York City police officer,
Wow.
and well, he became an undercover officer only because he grew up in the streets and he
Right.
knew the dangers that the gang members and the drug dealers just were destroying his neighborhood. And he said, you know what, I'm not gonna allow that anymore. Now that he matured and everything, and he seen what they were doing, that they were a cancer that were destroying his neighborhood, and he went after them with a vengeance, and he worked his way through the ranks, and today he's a great husband. He's a great father, and
Wow.
he worked his way to be the rank of first grade detective in the NYPD, and he's
Wow.
it's the pinnacle of detective work in the NYP. It's the highest rank you could achieve, which
And
we're very proud of.
that's incredible. And he started out as a young kid in the program, in a
Right,
boxing
and
program.
that's what it's about. Well, I know we have a few Olympians, and we have world champions, and we love them, but it's it's it's
Yeah.
it's about creating good people, and you
Right.
know what it does. It just grabs a hold of your boxing, the sport of boxing, and it just strains you out because there's no cheating in boxing. There's no
Right.
cheating. You got to
No.
work hard. It builds a work ethic and a discipline that you need, and it's kind of life. It's kind of
Well,
like life. If you work hard in school and you study, you're gonna do well. If you train hard in the gym, you're gonna do well in a boxing match.
and so how does a program like like this boxing program, your boxing program, how does it compete with the gangs? How does it compete with what's out there on the seedier side of life? How does it compete? How does it keep the kids? What incentives are there?
What 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 did what's the carrot on the stick with the gangs and the drug dealers? They they tell them they're gonna make money. They're gonna make a lot of money. They see the big drug dealer on the block
Right,
driving a nice car and flashing all kinds of cash. So what we did was it was a two-prong approach to, I guess, law enforcement because you know boxing programs, free boxing programs, and it is law enforcement, it's crime prevention, it's recruitment, and
right,
what we did was we targeted those individuals that were destroying a neighborhood, not the kids on the street that were at the street level of drug dealing. We went after the say an example like when the when the Organized Crime Bureau finally got their shit together and they went after John Gotti, they cut their
right,
head off. So that's what we did on individual blocks. We went after the person that was never touching the drugs, but what they were doing was they were recruiting these kids
right,
to become gang members and sell their drugs for them, and they were getting away with it. And we were just locking up thousands of kids. And you know what? Giving them a felony arrest record. We were
right.
just creating a cycle of despair. So what we did was just
Wow.
And it wasn't us. It was the community that
Right.
said this to us. You're just locking up a bunch of kids that are replaced. And you know the saying, before you're done with the paperwork. They said, this is the guy you got to go after. This
Right.
is the guy that's making the money recruiting these kids. And they use the money and the drugs. So that what we did when we did that, we would advertise it. We would make sure that the press covered it. And we would go to the kids and
Wow.
go, is that the life you want to live? Yeah, you're happy for a day, but you're in jail for the rest of your life.
Exactly.
So
You
that's
can't.
that's what we did. And then we make guys like Jamal, the local heroes in the community. Now it's a lot easier than it was back then because we relied on the local newspapers. Now we do it through social media. And you see, we're always posting good, positive stuff about our kids, what they did. And, we do the thing with the any kid that gets over a 90 average, they get a
Right.
$50 bill. And
Hello. Hello.
yeah, and
50 bucks, man.
50
For
bucks. And just because the kids are competitive, they love to compete. The kid that has the highest high school average at the end of the year, they get $1,000. They get $1,000
Wow.
check from a cop. Can you imagine that?
Yeah, that you know what? If that was around when I was a kid, I would have been a straight A student.
It is. It's an incentive. It's an incentive for the kids to do
Yeah,
good, and that's all they need.
that's
That's all
right.
they need is a little incentive, little encouragement.
And to know that someone's willing to go the extra mile to
Right.
put it up, to ante it up, and to, and to then show up, to actually show up, there's something to be said about showing up. And that's what the kids can count on, is to know that a coach is going to show up for you, be with you, help you, aspire to your dreams. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing, you know?
Yeah.
So I have to ask you also, like, look, I'm from Brooklyn. So
Me too.
shout out BK. So one thing that a lot of people that are watching the program, there are people in Europe that watch the program. There are people all over the country that watch the boxing breakdown. But what they don't know is that Brooklyn is a city unto itself. It's a world. It's a country unto itself. But recently there's been a lot of bad press about policing, and I wonder if you could just speak to how that has impacted the program, if at all, because New York is very different, and certainly boxing is very different, and it has a unique place and a way to connect with kids in ways that are hard to explain. But I wonder if you could just touch on that.
Well, it's been very discouraging for me personally, because, like I said, we started, and that was another thing, as far as the crime prevention, recruitment, and stuff. But at the time, I just hated the fact that there was a perceived message that the kids in the community hated the cops, and the
Right.
cops and the cops were racist and kicked the kids' asses, because it really wasn't the case. It's a myth in my belief. It's a perception that's being perpetrated by I don't know, the media,
Yeah.
by
For
by
sure.
by
For
just
sure.
people that want to divide us. And it was so important to bring the cops and the kids together in the community in a positive environment. And,
Right.
and it worked. And it worked for the kids, because now the kids said, "Wow, these cops care." And kids are like Geiger counters. They could, if you're full of shit, they could smell it. If they don't think you
That's right.
care about them, they're gonna blow you off. But when they see
Right.
you there every day, and you're there for them, and you're providing a free space and a place to go, a safe haven for them, they appreciate that. So I'm really upset at what's going on today in the
Yeah.
and not only in the city, but in this country. And what do we do? We're fighters. We ain't gonna sit back and let them get away with it. We're gonna,
That's right.
and I'm telling you what we're doing now. We're not gonna do that. We're gonna build more programs. We're gonna
Right.
build. We're gonna get back to the presence that we once had. We're gonna build a program in Queens. We're gonna put a program in Manhattan. We're gonna put a program in the Bronx, because it's not
Yes.
fair that there's only there's only a program right now in Staten Island and Brooklyn. We're gonna get presence back in every city, and that they motivated us. Those haters, those uh, those dividers, they motivated us to be better, to do better.
Right. Well, you have, you know what, your story is inspiring. Your program is inspiring. I wish and I pray uh, that this program could be in every single city in the United States of America, and that people would be able to take part. Young kids who are looking to learn the value of hard work, discipline, and be in an environment where people really do care about you. This is the kind of, like, you know, marquee program that should really, you know, the police departments, the cities, um, you know, should really be getting behind these kinds of programs and really helping them, you know, to reach more youth, man, especially now at this particular time in our country's history. So I just want to applaud you for that, you know, and I want to ask you, what does it mean for you specifically to be a mentor and a coach to these young people? What does it mean
No,
to you? What
it's
drives
it's
you?
it's it means everything because I get no money out of this. I'm not I
Wow.
receive no zero monetary compensation for this. We do it and we do it for, I guess, the love of it and that appreciation and I know you said it should be replicated throughout, and it is being replicated. Newark called us up. There was uh, a naval academy officer that came to see the program, and he
Mm.
fell in love with the program, and he started a program in Newark, New Jersey, and it's doing fantastic.
Wow. So
And
good.
right, but because of podcasts like this that reach so many people, I get calls from every country. You can't imagine it. Ireland, England, that they want to replicate the program, and they just pick my brain for a couple of hours on the phone, and it's not hard to
Right.
do, but it is hard to do because, but yeah, but because everything cost money, but
Yeah.
money's your the least of your hurdles because money could be made. It's having cops that really care and that
Yeah.
want to do the right thing with the community. And there's a ton of them out there. You know you know what I found that my biggest obstacles is
What?
bureaucracy.
Yeah.
Bureaucracy.
Right. A lot of
It's
red
just
tape.
it's people that just get complacent and really don't want to get up and do their jobs.
Yeah. And there are so many children that need people, specifically strong role models, male role model, female role models as well, but
No,
certainly those.
absolutely, absolutely. We
Right.
we got a wonderful Sarah Deming is she was an angel that was just dropped out of heaven to in our program. She seen something on social media. She showed up at the program. She was a New York Golden Gloves champion. She
Right.
showed up in the program. She's a professional writer,
Wow.
and she started volunteering as a mentor teacher to our program. And she sits it. We built a classroom right in our Brooklyn gym. And
Wow.
and the landlord said, nah, I think you're kind of wasting my money to build a classroom because what kid's gonna come into a classroom when he really meant to be in a boxer program, and you can't get in the classroom, it's not big enough, so we made it bigger. And
Right.
because the kids want it, they look at the kids that are going on to become cops and teachers and better people, and they go, you know what, the streets ain't the place to be.
Right. I
I
can do
want to
this
do it. We
too.
teach them to do that. You got to have an education. You got to, yeah, right. You got to have an education, and
Right.
you got to be able to go for to write a resume. You got to be able to know how to handle an interview for a
That's
job,
right.
and
That's
that's what
right.
Sarah does. Sarah sits in there all day long and prepares these
Wow.
kids for life.
God bless her. God
So it's
bless her.
it's not
And
it's not it's not all about men.
not,
It's both. It's
yeah, for
everybody. It's
sure. And
one
you
people.
know, for behind every, I mean, listen, we know it's about, you know, people, strong role models, regardless of what, sex you happen to be. I just really have found a strong correlation between, the many, many boxing gyms I've spent my life in and strong male role models that have the potential to really transform the life of a child and really bring them into a beautiful place in the world. And that's really, as elders, that's what we're there for, is to shepherd them and guide them and bring them to a place. So I just wanted to make the episode about the great work that you're doing and also celebrate the fathers out there that are doing great work, and send a message to the fathers out there that could maybe be doing better work, to really see people like you and see other role models that are going to be part of this episode really talking about their commitment to the youth and how important that is. So I just want to applaud you, and I want to ask you, there's no way you become you without people behind you, without strong parents. So I wonder if you have a message for your father, if he's still around and if he's in heaven or wherever he went, if there's a message you would like to say to your father.
Well, thank you for making me the man that I am today. And my father taught me a work ethic. My father was in business his whole life. He's a New York American success story. Started a business from his station wagon, cutting meat on the kitchen table and delivering it in the station wagon,
Wow.
chicken and oxtail and and beef. And I'll tell you, those vacations were rough in that station wagon. Because if you know the smell of chicken,
Oh, yes.
but you know what? He started that business from nothing, and he grew it. That I run the business today, and it's we have 50 employees, employed 50
Wow.
employees that have been with me because he taught me how to treat people that have been with me. I have a great retention rate of
Wow.
90%. Most of my employees been with me over 15 years. So my father did teach me that. But what he he always had a good line because he used to come. He loved boxing also. He used to
Right.
come to all the events, and he used to tell me, something. If you put a half as much into the business as you did into the boxing program, would be a Fortune 500 company. So a
God.
shout out to my father because I know he's looking down, and he's proud that the business is still here, and the
Amen.
boxing program is doing just as good as ever.
Amen. Well, Pat, thank you so much for being on the Boxing Breakdown. I just want to honor you this Father's Day. I want to wish you a happy Father's Day. And, to all those kids out there, man, they are lucky to have you and the other dedicated cops that are out there really looking to transform their lives. So thank you so much. And thank you. Have a wonderful, wonderful Father's Day.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me. And this is very important. And thank you for what you do because if people don't know about it, it's like it never happened. So that's
That's
why
right.
you need programs like this. You need programs to highlight the good in America. And believe me, there's a lot more good than there are bad.
Amen, amen. And this will be out there. People will get to see it, and I know that people will just love what you're doing, and hopefully go out and try to emulate it and try to do something in their community to really make a difference in the lives of the young people, because our young people need us, and there's got to be more good people out there, especially good, strong male role models to do good work with them. You know.
Yep, absolutely. And if you want to see anything about the program, follow us on Instagram at NYC Cops and the Kids. NYC Cops and Kids.
Perfect. Oh, we're NYC cops and kids.
Right.
Right?
That's
Okay.
right.
We're gonna make sure that we'll post the link in the description and make sure that you can get people can get to your site and they can hit you up. And if someone wants to reach out to you, is there a way they can find you, or is it all on the website?
Well, my email is nypdboxing at AOL.com.
Yes, and that's how
That's how you know how old I am. AOL.
AOL. That's right. Pat,
Fred
God bless
Flintstone.
you, man. God bless you, and I hope to see you real soon, okay?
Sounds good. Look forward to it.
Okay, take care.
Peace.
Peace.